I don't want your kids to see anything. You have to stay calm.
I am.
She's not doing anything.
Okay, she's just very sensitive.
I will always protect the kids.
Who else was in the car?
Babies! The baby that's in the back, lifeless. Who is that? My kid.
Buckle up, because this tale is a wild one. Introduction to the case, where authorities from Pennsylvania reveal a deeply troubling story. A 12-year-old girl was subjected to repeated torture and subsequently eliminated by her father and his fiancée. You won't believe the twists and turns this story takes.
It is a deeply troubling story out of Pennsylvania. A 12-year-old girl was repeatedly tortured and then killed, and her father and his fiancée are now facing charges. We're going to break down this new case of child abuse. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it does. Details of the abuse are disclosed. The Chester County District Attorney, Christopher Burano, states that the victim was emaciated, weighed only 50 pounds, and was covered in bruises with several broken bones and failing organs. Her father had initially misled authorities by claiming she was injured in a bicycle accident. Hang tight. The story dives deeper into despair.
I'm going to read to you the statement from the Chester County District Attorney, Christopher L. DiBarena-Saro. Quote, doctors found a child who was emaciated. She was covered in bruises. She had a half dozen broken bones at least. Her organs were failing, and ultimately she died while she was being treated at the hospital. Well, it turns out Mr. Hoagland called 911 saying his daughter was knocked out after hitting a tree when she was riding her bicycle.
Get ready for this bombshell. Discovery of evidence through the couple's phones. Authorities found deleted videos showing Melinda restrained and being abused verbally. These videos suggested she was forced to endure physical exercises and deprived of basic necessities like food, bedding, and comfort. The audacity continues as we explore the accused's defense.
Authorities said they discovered all of these deleted videos where Melinda was ankle cuffed to furniture. The couple forced her to do squats, run in place, forced her to sleep on the floor with no pillows or blankets. They didn't even feed her at times.
You're not going to believe their defense. Discussion of potential defense strategies by the accused, emphasizing the complexities and potential directions the case might take, including the possibility of charging the couple with felony murder due to the nature of the ongoing abuse. Next up, we look at how the community reacted to this tragedy.
When someone commits a felony and someone dies during the commission of the felony, you can charge them with murder. Is it possible to charge them with murder as a result of child abuse?
So if you can show that these bone fractures, occurred over a period of time where you've intentionally twisted the child's arm or leg. So in Pennsylvania, that would be second-degree murder.
The community's reaction is just as you might expect, heartbroken but proactive. Impact on the community and involvement of the school system. The superintendent of the local school district releases a statement regarding the victim, highlighting prior concerns reported by school staff about her well-being, which led to her withdrawal from the public school system. But wait until you hear what the forensic experts had to say.
The local school district, Dr. Catherine Van Vuren, released this statement. It is with an extremely heavy heart that one of our former students, 12-year-old Melinda Hoagland, was found dead over the weekend, a victim of inhumane abuse by her father and his girlfriend. The district just learned of this child's death late this morning. Melinda Hoagland was enrolled at Kings Highway Elementary, continued on to Scott Middle School, and then North Brandywine Middle School. Shortly thereafter, her family withdrew her from our schools in December 2023 and enrolled her in another cyber charter school.
Can you wrap your head around that? Reflection on social dynamics and parental responsibilities. This segment delves into the psychology of why one child might be targeted for abuse while another is not, highlighting the perplexing nature of such familial abuse cases. Stay tuned as we delve into what possibly could be revealed next in this heart-wrenching story.
You know who apparently they did post pictures of consistently? Warren's 9-year-old son. He was apparently in the home, reportedly not abused. Sometimes one child in a home is abused and the other's not. Do we know why that happens?
Provide nourishment and safety and shelter to one child and not to the other. I don't know. I can't imagine what would go through a parent's mind to take care of one child and neglect the other.
As we close this chapter, the saga continues to unfold. Concluding remarks. The hosts discuss the broader implications of the case, stressing the importance of community vigilance and the necessity of reporting suspected child abuse. More insights and shocking revelations are just around the corner in our ongoing coverage.
If you have concerns about the safety of a child, even of a child that you don't really know that well, call 911. And you could also call Childline, which we mentioned before, at 800-932-0313. Matt Mangino, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jesse.
Buckle up. Here we go. The officer initiates a conversation with a mother accused of arriving drunk at a school to pick up her child. The mother insists she didn't do anything in front of her daughter, while the officer tries to keep things chill and emphasizes staying calm for the kiddos. You won't believe what's coming up next.
Listen.
I didn't do anything in front of your daughter. Right now, it appears that we're standing here having a conversation, right?
Yes,
Okay. I don't want your kids to see anything. You have to stay calm.
I am.
I'm doing everything I can to protect the kids.
Understood.
You and I have business we have to handle, and you know that.
Okay.
And just when you thought it couldn't get more awkward, the officer discusses the logistics of the children's care, mentioning a nanny is on her way, thanks to the dad's quick thinking. Meanwhile, the mom explains her other daughter's adventurous walk to school. Strap in, it's about to get bumpier.
So I'm trying to do everything I can.
understood.
Okay? So just be patient with me.
I got you. I got you.
The nanny's coming?
That's what, yeah.
The father
Nanny?
said, or
The father
you spoke
said,
to the nanny?
No, the father said.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, you overslept. You came here to pick up your daughter, okay? Your other daughter met you here how? Where does she go to school? And she walked all the way down here?
She normally leaves by herself.
She leaves there by herself? Okay. And they're good with that?
Next up on this wild ride, the officer mentions gathering info about the kids to keep things safe. Not that there's an immediate crisis or anything. The mom is asked for documents and personal details about her kiddos to ensure everyone's snug and secure. Hang on, it gets juicier from here.
I'll have to talk to her then, because I don't have her information.
We'll get it from the mom. Just get the papers. She's not doing anything.
Okay.
You're gonna.
She's just very sensitive.
We're not gonna do anything to her. I just need her name, her age. That's it. I'm not doing anything to her. That's why the nanny's coming.
Okay.
I don't want to take possession of the
Okay.
kids.
Please.
Here's where it gets good. The officer lays out the master plan. The nanny takes the kids. Then they deal with mom's DUI situation, all to keep the drama away from young eyes. The anticipation is building. You'll want to see what happens next.
The
Okay.
nanny's coming to get the children, okay?
She's coming.
Do you
She's
have
out
your
of the
forms on
car.
yet? Mine got cleared out. All the juveniles were
I
placed.
have to dig through all my stuff.
She's so sensitive.
Listen, she's not going to see anything here.
Okay,
The
please.
nanny picks her up and they drive away, then we'll handle our business, okay?
Okay.
What kind of car does the nanny drive?
A Jeep Cherokee Light. I don't know if it's a Cherokee. It's like a Cherokee Light or something. White car.
Grab your popcorn, folks. The officer is about to sign out the younger child and needs mom's ID to make it all official. They chat about the upcoming field sobriety tests, promising to handle it with the utmost respect. Just wait till you see how this unfolds.
What are we gonna do now?
We're going to let the kids go with the nanny. Then you and I are going to do some field sobriety tests. It's the best I can do.
Okay. She has a baby.
Don't miss this part. The officer spills the beans on their handling of juvenile cases, explaining they're letting the nanny take over for smoother sailing. The plot thickens, and you won't want to miss what's next as the tension climbs.
Try and hold that back until your daughter
I
walks
know.
past, okay?
Okay.
You don't want her to
No,
get
of
upset.
course, of course, of course.
Take your time.
My other daughter, she experienced this as a child, and not from me, from being adopted.
I will always protect the kids. I'm not protect anybody I have to, but
I know. I'm
Feel that tension in the air. As the mom gets teary, the officer reassures her that they're all about protecting the kids and everyone else involved. Mom is comforted knowing the children are excited to see the nanny. Brace yourself. The emotional roller coaster is not over yet.
I'm not questioning that.
No, I know. Shit happened. Sorry. She won't be scared because she'll be excited to see. Why are there more officers here?
It's a supervisor.
Okay.
Heartstrings are about to be pulled. Mom has a moment with her daughter, reassuring her with promises of a quick reunion. They try to keep things light and cheerful as the nanny takes over. Watch how the officer handles what comes next. Things are about to get real.
Munchie. Hi, Munch. Hi, Munch. Give me huggies. Love you. Take your seat. Are you gonna go and see? Yeah. Well, have a good time. Okay. And Izzy's on the car. Okay. Thank you. Love you.
I have her info. He's got the whole kids' info. So.
As we dive deeper, the officer explains why everything is being recorded. It's all about transparency and making sure everything's above board. The situation's complexity is about to be dialed up in the following scenes.
I'm not gonna have to do this out here. I'm just gonna blow, right?
We're going to do some field sobriety tests.
But not here.
By your car.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And the only reason we're still here is because the kids are involved.
Okay. Is this on record that you came here?
I mean, everything I do is on record. No matter what I do.
Gotcha.
I show up, I'm on record, you know. even when I get to work in the morning.
Almost at the finish line, the officers discuss the necessity of a juvenile release form, a standard procedure to document who's taking care of the children. It's just one more piece in this intricate puzzle. Stay tuned. The conclusion is just around the corner, and it's a doozy.
When we take custody of a child, we have to do a juvenile release form. We didn't take custody of your children. However, some bosses like to be, they're just going to do a juvenile release form to say who's taking the children. It's her name and the kid's name.
Okay.
There's nothing to that. It's just
No. I mean,
say that we were
I'll go
thorough.
forward.
Can you believe what just unfolded? An officer questions a distraught woman at a car crash scene. She's bewildered and can't seem to make heads or tails about the whereabouts of her child in the back seat, who appears lifeless. This moment throws us right into the middle of chaos and urgency. Get ready, because the roller coaster is just starting.
Who else was in the car?
The baby that's in the back, lifeless. Who is that? My kid can't in there. Where's my other one? He's right here in my hands.
How wild was that scene? The woman becomes more agitated as the officer presses for details about her children. She mentions one child is in an ambulance while displaying increasingly erratic behavior, as the officer warns her of potential jail time. Strap in, as the plot thickens right around the corner.
You're going to jail. I'm not going to jail. You're going to jail for the Cassidy. Come here. Come on, baby. No, that baby. You leave her.
Let's take a seat.
No, baby.
Wasn't that just heart-wrenching? The mother desperately pleads to be with her baby, showing intense emotional distress. She's held back from approaching the vehicle as officers focus on the immediate safety of the children. But hold tight, the drama escalates even further up next.
I'm coming right now. It's the baby, please. Why won't you let me talk to my baby?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have anything.
Do you have any needles on you?
No.
Take a seat right here for now.
What a pivotal moment in the saga. The officer does a quick check for weapons and drugs on the woman before instructing her to sit, gearing up for a deeper interrogation. This sets the stage for a more structured interaction amidst the chaotic scene. You'll want to stick around. What's next is even more eye-opening.
Please, where can we go?
Let me
My
have that.
baby.
Let me have that. Not right now. School bus is going to have to turn around.
This revelation is a doozy. The woman details the crash, blaming it on a momentary distraction due to her daughter's fighting in the car. She admits to using meth the previous day, shedding light on her substance abuse issues. Brace yourself, the sobriety test coming up is a real spectacle.
What happened with the crash? Do you remember it at all?
I turned the girl to talk to him, and I just turned my head.
Okay. All right. So you haven't used meth since yesterday then?
Right.
Took your sleeping pill last night?
Yes, I do it every night.
Well, I'm going to run you through a few field sobriety tests here.
Okay.
Watch what happens here. The officer starts a field sobriety test to gauge the woman's physical condition, kicking off with an eye-tracking exercise. This is crucial to ascertain her level of impairment, a key element in the investigation. The challenges only ramp up from here, so don't go anywhere.
All right. On this test, what you're going to do is you're just going to follow this pin with your eyeballs only. As it goes from side to side, you're going to keep your head dead straight. All right. Do you have any questions about any of that? No. Can you see the pin just fine? Okay. Also, you can blink if you need to during this test. You don't have to keep your eyes open. Okay.
You won't believe your eyes at this part. The officer continues with balance and coordination tests, which the woman struggles mightily with. These exercises are critical for establishing concrete evidence of impairment. Next up, the test takes a quirky turn you won't want to miss.
I'm going to do the modified Romberg test on this next one here, okay? I'm going to explain it all to you, and then I'm going to ask you to take it from there, all right? It's a pretty simple test. What you're going to do here is you're going to have your feet side by side, like you already have them. You're going to have your hands straight down to your side. From there, you're going to look up at the sky with your eyes closed.
I'm farther than that.
Okay. Well, I'll catch your hands down to your side. You're going to maintain that straight stance there. You're going to lift your head up until you're looking at the clouds. You're going to close your eyes, all right?
Check out the struggle bus pulling up here. The woman tries to estimate 30 seconds with her eyes closed, showcasing her bewildered perception and awareness. She fumbles through this simple task, indicating possible disorientation. The following inquiry might just knock your socks off.
Okay, are you done? How long was that?
Come get.
How did you get to 30?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, okay.
But then I stopped for a second.
Okay.
Calling on me.
Had a little pause there in the middle and you just kept on going? You just count to 30 then? All right. How do you ingest pills in your meth when you take them? Do you snort them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't see that coming, did you? The officer digs into the woman's drug use methods, notably her absence of nasal hair, a subtle indicator of long-term drug abuse. This detail piles onto the stack of evidence about her substance issues. The walking test that follows is a clumsy dance you've got to see.
How do you explain having zero nasal hair in your...
That was from years ago, probably.
Did you just sort Xanax or something?
Yeah, I did Xanax.
How long ago has it been since you done that?
About 5 days when I did that last.
5 days
Yeah.
since you did that last?
4.
Okay. Have you smoked any marijuana or anything like that today?
I don't smoke marijuana.
Okay. This next test is going to be the walk and turn test. For this test, you need to start out with your right foot in front of your left, so that is touching heel to toe, just like mine is right here. Go ahead and do that now.
I can't even do that.
This segment is cringe comedy gold. The woman tries to demonstrate her coordination and balance in a walking test, which she spectacularly fails to complete. This further cements her impaired state. The finale of the field tests coming up next is definitely a crowd puller.
Anxiety's horrible. I can't do this thing. I can't do it. Sorry. I mean, God, and this looks awful. And I'm freezing now.
Can you see the challenge she's facing? In the last of the field sobriety tests, the woman struggles to keep her balance while counting aloud, a task that turns out to be a Herculean effort for her, spotlighting her impaired condition. The arrest that follows is as dramatic as it gets. Don't blink now.
Your feet together, just like they were for the first test we did. Your hands straight down to your side, okay? From there, it's whatever foot's most comfortable for you. You're going to raise one foot off the ground about 6 inches, all right?
Can I get my sweatshirt on so I'm not shaking? So I mean, I'm like...
Is it in the back? Stay right there for a second.
This is where everything comes to a head. After failing multiple sobriety tests, the woman is arrested for operating a vehicle while impaired, OVI. She's read her Miranda rights, marking a significant shift from investigation to the legal process. The conclusion of this episode lays out the full gravity of the situation in a way you won't believe.
Is there any chance you're pregnant right now?
No.
You're not pregnant at all? All right, turn around for me. Do you have any shoulder injuries?
I don't know.
Not that you know of?
My farmer hit the window about 2 years ago. Don't get me hurt.
Actually, face me this way.
Buckle up, folks. A tragic start as a 4-year-old girl is found unresponsive and later pronounced dead at the hospital. Police arrest the girl's mother and her 16-year-old boyfriend in connection to the case. This leads to an investigation into the circumstances of the child's death. You won't believe what the grandmother had to say next, so stay tuned.
A 4-year-old girl is found unresponsive and later dies, and now police have arrested 2 suspects, the girl's mother and her 16-year-old purported boyfriend. We sit down with this little girl's grandmother to better understand what's going on here.
Can you handle what's next? Law enforcement details emerge about the day Octavia was found. They received a distress call from the mother's friend about Octavia being unresponsive. At the scene, police find Octavia with visible injuries including bruises and a bite mark, raising immediate suspicions about the circumstances leading to her unresponsiveness. And the story takes an even darker turn up next, so keep watching.
Law enforcement, they receive a call about this little girl not breathing from this past Sunday. And apparently, this call was made by Rhodes' best friend, who said that the girl was limp, she was not breathing. When police arrive to this apartment, they find Octavia cold and unresponsive. Officers apparently noticed bruising on her leg and neck area. There's a bite mark on her arm, and one witness said that this was the 16-year-old's doing. So this little girl was rushed to the hospital.
Just when you think it couldn't get worse, Destiny Rods concocts a story about Octavia being attacked by a cat, which she tells to the police initially. The investigation reveals inconsistencies in her story, including the presence of the 16-year-old boyfriend at the apartment, contradicting her initial claims. The twists and turns just keep coming, so don't touch that dial.
That Rhodes and Octavia were living at this apartment where 2 other people. Now initially when police speak with Rhodes, she said that Octavia was attacked by a cat the day before, but didn't disclose any other injuries, and she didn't reveal that the 16-year-old had been living at that apartment.
You'll need to brace yourself for this part. Destiny Rods admits to police that Gonzalez had been living with them and was responsible for disciplining Octavia. She reveals a complex and troubling scenario from June 13th, where Octavia showed signs of distress, which Rods initially dismissed as symptoms of anxiety. The aftermath is just as unsettling. unsettling, as you'll hear next. Stick around. The revelations are about to get wild.
That she had unofficially been sharing custody of Octavia, but had full legal custody. She at first didn't admit that Gonzalez was living there, but then conceded he was, and that he would care for her daughter, that he would discipline her by taking away her tablet or swatting her hand. She went to work, and Octavia didn't have any injuries, but later, the people that she was staying with, her roommates, showed up and told her Octavia did have these injuries and she had thrown up.
Ready for more jaw-droppers? The gravity of Octavia's condition becomes apparent as she remains deeply unresponsive the following morning. This leads to an escalated police investigation, focusing on the actions of Gonzalez and the inconsistencies in Rod's accounts of the events. What happens in court is even more shocking, so don't go anywhere.
She goes to McDonald's while Gonzalez is watching Octavia. She comes home, Octavia's on her tablet, Octavia goes to bed, and she wakes up the next morning, Octavia's still sleeping, and Gonzalez was watching Octavia. Rhodes apparently responded that this was likely due to the girl's anxiety.
As the courtroom drama unfolds, you'll be on the edge of your seat. Legal repercussions begin to take shape as charges against Gonzalez escalate to murder following Octavia's death. The case transitions from juvenile to adult court for Gonzalez, highlighting the severity of the alleged crimes and the legal implications for both suspects. Up next, we delve into the services that aim to prevent such tragedies. This next segment is a real eye-opener.
He was originally charged with battery, but that was upgraded to a murder charge, which my understanding carries 45 to 65 years in prison. He appeared in juvenile court, but he was apparently waived to adult court. And it also seems that authorities are putting more of the blame on the boyfriend than the mother by the way they're charged. Neglect.
Ever think about how well you really know someone? This will make you rethink that. The segment transitions to discuss preventative measures, endorsing a public record search service, emphasizing the importance of background checks in light of the tragic events, and promoting safety in personal and familial relationships. Up next, a heart-to-heart with the grandmother that will tug at your heartstrings. You'll definitely want to hear what she has to say.
Truthfinder is a service that can provide actual safety for you guys. And I say that because Truthfinder is one of the largest public records search services in the United States. Their whole goal is to help people like you learn about the people in their lives. And here's how it works. You go on their website, truthfinder.com, and you type in a name. For example, type in Jesse Weber. And within minutes and a paid subscription purchase, you can access unlimited reports that can include information.
Grab some tissues. This one's a tearjerker. Octavia's grandmother, Linda Alvarez, joins the discussion, expressing profound grief and confusion over the events that led to her granddaughter's death. She provides personal insights into the family dynamics and the relationship between Rhodes and Gonzalez. Her revelations about the relationship dynamics are startling. Coming up, you're not going to want to miss this.
I want to bring in right now a special guest. I'm joined by Octavia's grandmother, Linda Alvarez. Linda, thank you so much for coming here. On this to you before you came on. I'm going to say it to you again. So sorry for your loss, for what you and the family are going through. It is unimaginable.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
As the plot thickens, so do the emotions. Linda Alvarez reveals prior knowledge of an inappropriate relationship between Rod's and the teenage boyfriend, which had concerned the family even before the tragic events unfolded. She discusses the family's attempts to intervene and the complexities that prevented them from foreseeing the tragedy. The discussion about the immediate aftermath of the crisis is next. The story takes a dramatic turn here, so stick with us.
I have a sense of what happened. I just don't understand why. We were aware of an inappropriate relationship with the mom and that boy that had gone on for a while, even when she was here living with us in Fort Wayne.
Just when you think you've heard it all, the interview delves deeper into the aftermath of the initial police intervention and the ongoing legal struggles surrounding the custody and safety of Octavia leading up to her death. Alvarez discusses her role in reporting Gonzalez's whereabouts, highlighting the challenges in protecting Octavia. Just ahead, the grandmother shares a sweet memory that will bring tears to your eyes. It's a heartwarming moment in a sea of chaos.
The initial arrest of her before, with the pending charges that she already had, was because of me reporting where he was. I found out that by a mutual friend who was about to go to surprise her at work. When she went to pull into the driveway, she had saw them together, and she let me know and sent the police there to pick him up as he was a minor and a runaway.
Here comes a moment of pure sweetness amidst the sorrow. The conversation reflects on the joyful moments with Octavia before her untimely death, painting a picture of a loving and vibrant child whose life was tragically cut short. This personal reflection adds depth to the impact of the loss on the family. What's revealed in the final moments at the hospital is profoundly moving. Make sure to stay with us for this touching tribute.
And she called me back later to tell me how good it was, how she loved me, and thank you. And that was the last time I talked to her.
I am so sorry. What was Octavia like? From the videos and the pictures, she was absolutely adorable.
She brought joy to anybody that she encountered.
Get ready for a deeply emotional tribute that will touch your soul. The interview concludes with a discussion about an honor walk in the hospital, where Octavia was an organ donor. This poignant moment underscores the ongoing impact of her life, offering a sense of continuity and contribution even in death. This final segment is incredibly moving, highlighting the bittersweet reality of loss and legacy. Don't miss this powerful conclusion.
It's incredibly chilling. When, you know, there was something that I saw this video of when Octavia was in the hospital and there was a final walk of honor. Walk us through what that was about.
Me and her dad decided, well, ultimately her dad's decision to allow her to be an organ donor and be a miracle to some other children who were in need.